What's up, everybody? I'm the Crypto Crow, and welcome. I see Joey D, man. You win the award, man. You're like one of the first people all the time. I see Slayer fans in the house. Nelson Tapia. Emmeline, it's Crow o'clock. That's right. Good day from Western Australia. So basically what I want to try and do is I want to stress the importance of crypto security in this video. And I'm gonna be real honest with you guys. I know that crypto security is a pain in the ass when done properly. There's a lot of stuff that a lot of you out there want to push off, things, extra steps that you're probably not doing that you really should be doing to protect yourself and your crypto assets and everything else for that matter. I mean, anything that you have on your accounts. Obviously, you don't want hackers and the like to get access to it. And I'm glad to see all you guys too. Linda Johnson, welcome. Snowman, glad to see you. This video, what's funny is I'm doing this video and I'm going to be willing to bet it doesn't get many views. And it's a shame because it's going to be those people that do not watch this video and do not follow what I'm going to present to you guys, that it's much more likely something's going to happen. Now, keep in mind, I've been hacked twice now, and they didn't get squat. The one hacker did get some Dropple tokens because it was the only thing I didn't have secured, and it was on a website, and it was new. I was just getting it to test them. And there are reasons that they haven't gotten anything, because I don't have shit for them to get. I mean, I keep everything at a distance. And these are some of this whole video is basically a top 10 list of things that, some of which I've done forever, some of which are new to me that I am now doing, and making a lot of changes and things. And yeah, I mean, this is so stinking important. Here's the thing. I will tell everybody this. Just because you're not an influencer and just because you're not a public figure does not mean your crypto isn't at risk. And I'll tell you why. If you use a cell phone number on any account, anywhere crypto related, you're a target. If your name and contact information is in any way associated with cryptocurrencies, anywhere on the internet, you're a target. If you have anything to do, I feel like I'm doing a Jeff Foxworthy, like you might be a redneck if. BitBoy should probably come out with, you might be a crypto holder if, series of jokes for one of his videos. That would be great, perfect for him to do. But ultimately, if you're in crypto, you're a target, whether you realize it or not. Just because guys like myself and others that are out there, we're public figures putting this stuff out there, that's not the only reason why we're targets for hackers. All of you are. Do not kid yourselves. I did that video about AT&T and my support call with AT&T, and that prompted a lot of people to message me, email me, hey, this happened to me. People explaining their stories, their situations, and everything. And they're not influencers, people. If you hold cryptocurrency, you are a target. Number one on my list. Never use SMS two-factor. When hackers are going and they're calling phone carriers to do phone number swaps, phone number ports, SMS transfers, all that fun stuff to get access to your phone number, this is exactly why they are doing it. They are doing it to be able to intercept text messages for password resets on exchange accounts and the like. And if you are using SMS two-factor, well, if they have done a SIM transfer on you without you knowing it through the carrier, I just got off the phone. I just had an hour-long conversation with the AT&T fraud department, and the woman was very nice. She's ex-military, former police officer, now working in the fraud department of AT&T, and we had a very in-depth conversation about a lot of things. And, it's mind-boggling what these hackers are doing today. It really is. I mean, they know that right now, unless somebody's partnered with groups like Chain Analysis or something like that, it's going to be difficult to track these guys down. Even though we have like the hackers that hacked my phone last weekend, We have their IP. We know they're in LA. We know they're I let's just say that people know who some of these guys are. Several of them have already been arrested. I know that there's a growing list of others that are about the guy that hacked my cell phone's probably going to end up getting arrested here in a couple of weeks. I don't know how long they're waiting or planning on it, but what's the name of the task force? Is it Reach? I can't remember. There's a task force that I can't remember the name of them. They have a growing list of these guys, man, and it's like they're not being that sneaky. And the stuff that they're doing, they're leaving a lot of stuff. They're leaving a lot of room for themselves to get pinched. And I mean, the fact of the matter, though, is that these guys are doing a lot of this stuff through SMS authentication. So, in other words, when you go to an exchange or a website or whatever, and you go to try and reset your password, it might send you a PIN number through a text message. That PIN number can then be plugged into the website you're trying to access or you lost your password for or whatever. And that is what these hackers are intercepting by doing these port transfers through the different carriers. What I'm sure it's probably a big way Michael Turpin got hacked, because they probably hacked his account, his cell phone, used his cell phone number, ported to a new phone. Then they started resetting the passwords on his exchange accounts that I'm assuming he didn't have Google two-factor set up on. And they were able to clear out his exchanges and probably get access to other things. That's number one. Number two, use Google two-factor authenticator. This is what it looks like. You'll see this little logo. Google Authenticator. This is an application that SMS doesn't have anything to do with, okay? If you're not using Google two-factor for everything of importance, you're out of your mind. I highly suggest you do that. Now, number three is never use Google two-factor on your actual cell phone. And it's not because a hacker that does a phone number port transfer is going to get access to your Google two-factor, because that's not really how it works. They're literally just taking the address of your phone and putting that address onto another phone so that when people go to that address, they're going to them instead of you. But the data that's actually stored on your phone, your apps and things like that, they're not getting access to that. However, if you misplace your phone, you lose your phone, something happens, you're out and about, somebody pickpockets your phone, whatever the case may be, if you've got your Google two-factor on your cell phone, now they have the Google two-factor. And in the two-factor app, it tells you what email address is used on the account that you're protecting. And it basically tells you what is the website that this two-factor code is associated with. You don't want people to have that, folks. And it's dangerous to keep this stuff on your cell phone. I do not use this stuff on my cell phone. I use something else. What you should use is either something like an iPad, an iPod, something that's not connected via phone number and doesn't leave your office, for that matter, or wherever you do your work. That is going to be one of the safest ways of making sure you're keeping your two-factor authentication safe. You do not want this stuff on your cell phone, people. A lot of people give me shit because I don't store anything on my cell phone. I don't do really anything with my cell phone except chat and talk. I mean, that's pretty much it. I have games. I have Candy Crush on my phone. Next thing, crypto wall. If you're doing a lot of activity, look, guys, there's a code in the description of this video. You can get 10% off. These are not cheap. I know that. And for the majority of you out there, you're probably not going to be able to afford $1,500 for a firewall. However, this is enterprise level firewall. This is Cisco Meraki equipment, okay? I think I paid $1,500 and that was for the firewall. I got this one right here. It's for the Wi-Fi firewall. And then I think I got a 2 or 3 year subscription to start my account with. You don't have to spend that much up front. I think you can walk away with like, I don't know, it might be $1,000. These things basically protect against just about everything. They have an air marshal, a built-in air marshal, so that if somebody driving around your house, if they happen to know where you live, they have an air marshal to prevent from port sniffing and people being able to try and access your Wi-Fi network, whether they're close or far away. Has malware protection, has key logging protection. It has all kinds of stuff. This is something, this exact hardware is basically what airports and major corporations use to protect themselves from hacking attempts and intrusion attempts, software, malware, stuff like that. If somebody sends me an email and it has like bad stuff in it, it won't even go through the firewall. Like the firewall will like see that and I won't even see the email. This is invaluable for a lot of reasons, and it definitely helps me kind of sleep a little better. I'm still cautious. Like I still don't run around willy-nilly all over the place doing whatever just in case. But one of the downfalls of like malware protection software and things like that is you're constantly having to update it. If you're not updating that stuff like every day or every hour, there's always that opportunity, that chance you could be at the wrong place at the wrong time and your system's not going to catch it and you end up getting infected. You can get ransomware, things like that. This is constantly updated. So, and I'm pushing this because I use it and I know that it works and I know that it's been very helpful. On top of that, you get a daily report showing any intrusion attempts on your network or anything that you may have installed that's trying to get access to something on the outside that has been blocked. Like, let's say you start using the crypto wall, you bought a computer a year ago, you've been using it ever since, then you suddenly install the crypto wall. Well, it'll tell you everything on your system that's been trying to connect out to send data packets or to send information about you or whatever. And it'll send you a full report on all the activity. So this is a must. Okay. Now, this next one is extremely important. I'm hoping everybody pays attention to this because this is absolutely important. Number 5 on the list. If you're in crypto, right when this video is over, I implore you to call your mobile carrier's fraud department. Tell them you are a hack risk and to put a priority 1 notification across all departments in the company stating that nobody is allowed to change anything on your account for any reason unless they go to a physical location within the city you live, period. They must show 2 forms of identification and still know your PIN code, passcode, whatever you want to call it. And make that passcode a long one. I think the maximum is 8 characters. I used all of them for my new passcode. Or did I? I mean, yeah, it's a long one. And so basically what happens is if a hacker calls your mobile carrier, even if they got information from the Equifax hack or the Facebook hack or the credit bureau hack or whatever the hell's been hacked today, and they have your social security number, they have all of your information, they have your home address, they have everything, they will be directed, the hacker will basically have to call the fraud department. It'll say right there on every screen and anything any customer support rep in any department has access to that you are a hack risk and that anybody calling to make changes to that account must be directed to the fraud department. And then that fraud department's going to tell them to screw off and to go to the local store and prove your identity before any changes or anything is done or even discussed about your account. Do this as soon as this video is over, folks. Every single one of you. After this over hour-long conversation I had with the fraud department at AT&T, she explained why they have not done a blanket moratorium across all SMS transfers or phone number transfers. Because there are still a lot of people that legitimately transfer their phone numbers each and every day to new phones and new applications and so forth. And so to do that blanketly across the entire company would be potentially a death knell to them. And so this is basically a case-by-case basis. And I implore each and every one of you guys to do that today. Do not wait. Do not forget. Do not procrastinate. Do it today. All right. Encrypted email. Now, some of you are going to say, well, I don't really send anything that needs to be encrypted. I don't really do anything that needs to be secured online. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Everything that you do online, you have done stuff in email that I'm sure you've forgotten about because it's been forever ago, and it's stuff that a hacker will have access to should they get access to your email accounts. Now, the use of HushMail isn't just about the encrypted nature of the email system. It's also, let's say you're an active trader. I'm not a real active trader. I don't set up accounts across a lot of different exchanges. I've since shut down a lot of my exchange accounts. I'm going to be recreating new exchange accounts under different names and all kinds of stuff, okay? But one of the things that you can do with the HushMail account, I think it's like $60 a year, okay? You can create an email address, could be anything. Big Bob's Gray Trucking, like whatever, at hushmail.com. All right, we'll use that as an example. Big Bob's Gray Trucking at hushmail.com. That's your primary email address on the Hush system. From there, let's say I want to set up a Binance account, and then maybe I want to set up a Bitfinex account. Okay, what I can do is I can create Bitfinex Trucking at nim.hush.com. It's an anonymous email alias. So if somebody for some odd reason gets access or goes to see what email address you're using on anything, it could be anything, it doesn't have to be exchanges, they're basically only going to see an anonymous email address that will be automatically redirected to your primary, but it is not made public. If this video doesn't save somebody millions of dollars, I don't know what the hell will. HushMail is invaluable. There is a link, and I will tell you it's an affiliate link. I shortened it with Google, but it's an affiliate link for HushMail. My suggestion is only use HushMail if you are going to actively use HushMail, in the sense that I would sign up for a year. I wouldn't do the monthly per se, because what happens is if you sign up with HushMail, because of the security nature of the accounts and all that, if you miss your billing or your credit card, you cancel your credit card and you forget about it, or whatever it is that you're doing, and the billing does not go through on your HushMail renewal, if enough time goes by that you have not remedied that, everything gets wiped. Okay, so I'm telling you that now. Everything gets wiped. So my suggestion would be, if you're going to be a serious HushMail user, and there's others, there's Proton Mail that does similar stuff. They're pretty good, but you're going to want I think it's the business account, and I think it's like $60 a year, and you can create an unlimited number of aliases. So you never have to put your actual email address out in the world ever again. You can use email aliases for every website that you use. It doesn't matter what it is. And I highly encourage everybody to do that, okay? And you pay a year in advance, so you have a year, and should anything happen, I'm sure you'll get notifications and things like that. I'm not going to go as deep into what I've done personally, but if you start using Hush and you look into some others, there are some things that you can do to kind of help support each other. I'll let you guys figure that stuff out, but this is where you're going to start, okay? Now, next on my list, this is also equally important. Hushed. Private phone numbers, talk, text, and messaging. End-to-end encrypted messaging and unlimited private disposable phone numbers and SMS messaging. Okay? What this is an application. You can download it onto your phone and create a fake phone number. And you can keep this phone number activated for as long as you want. But let's say, wow, I just kicked the hell out of everything. Let's just say that you don't want people to hack your SMS, right? You don't want people to even know what phone number. You don't want people to know your phone number, period. You don't want, you can have you can get as many of these as you want, basically. And what you're doing is you're protecting your actual phone number. And what happens is when people call your fake phone number or your alias phone number, those calls are redirected to your phone. And you can even make Wi-Fi calls using this phone number. So you don't technically even need to use your real phone number for much of anything, provided you're using an app like Hushed. This will help protect you from, like, my old phone number is everywhere. Everywhere. Long before I got into crypto, I've used it from the music business to mixed martial arts to the mortgage business, you name it. My old phone number is all over the place. And so now, none of you will ever know my actual phone number again, because I will be masking it. And there are other solutions like Hushed. I will just say that. Hushed looks to be a pretty decent one. And if you want to make sure you have a long-term account, you can, I think it's $5 a month. I'm hoping this video helps all of you guys. If you, I wish to God somebody would have given me a video like this when I first got into crypto, let me tell you. Number 8. This should go without saying, but it still happens all over the place, and I just don't understand why. Never store private keys on your computer. Never store private keys on your phone, and never store private keys on any applications. People, use your head. All it takes is one oversight, one screw up, somebody gets access to your computer and everything on it. And if you have your private keys sitting on a folder in your desktop, they are going to be found, discovered, and you will be wiped clean. That's all there is to it. And even though you might think you are a secure individual, you learn you're not always as secure as you once thought. I used to think Telegram was really secure. I had no idea you can put a password into Telegram. Not even one password, but 2. I have a master password on my Telegram account now, and then I have a local password. So that if I'm inactive or if I try to access it from anywhere else, I have to know 2 damn passwords to get access to my Telegram account now. I didn't know that until I started looking deeper into it when I saw that the hacker who had hacked my cell phone got access to my Telegram and was sending out messages to people asking for their cell phone numbers. Number 9, back up your Google 2-factor passwords or QR codes. What you can do is whatever you're using to scan QR codes, whether it's for exchanges or email or otherwise, whatever you're using, once you've set that up into your phone, you want to make sure you keep a backup. Because let's say you use an iPad and, now I let my kids play with the iPad and they crack the screen and I can't use it anymore. Well, I want to be able to go back after I've completely demolished that iPad. And I want to be able to go back and reactivate my QR codes. And so you can do that by either taking pictures with another device and storing those somewhere safely on a thumb drive or what have you. Never store any of this shit on the internet, period. If that hasn't been made abundantly clear, nothing's going to get through to you. But never store any of this stuff online or on your computers or anything that's connected to the internet. Okay? But make sure you back up your Google 2-factor. And you can get passphrases and things like that as well. And if you do, write them in a ledger book. Write them somewhere and then throw them in a safety deposit box somewhere. And you should be good to go for a while. And number 10 on this list, honestly, folks, always be cautious. Just because you're paranoid doesn't mean they're not out to get you. They are out to get you. They're out to get each and every one of us. And that's just the nature of, what sucks so bad is, to me personally, when I grew up, I was a huge fan of the movie Hackers. I've been reading 2600, Hacker Quarterly 2600. Well, I haven't been reading it religiously in years, but I pick them up every once in a while nowadays when I'm at the bookstore or something like that. There are still some. There are actually still some Barnes & Noble's bookstores here scattered around in different places. And, to me, hacking is like an exploration of information you're not necessarily supposed to have. Unfortunately, there are an unscrupulous group that love to go out and steal and corrupt and do all kinds of terrible things using the expertise and the intelligence and the capabilities that they have. Because... currently, it's difficult to catch these guys. And if, you know, when the cat's away, the mice will play. And it's sad that so many people are selling their souls in the name of crypto, you know, screwing people over, you know, ruining lives, and just, you know, I don't know. It's a disgusting thing to me that that so much of this is going on. And even at AT&T, they told me, like, this stuff is rising. Like, you know, the number of people getting hacked, the number of you know, just database breaches and leaks and all kinds of stuff. I mean, she's like, I was shocked to hear about the credit bureau getting hacked. The credit bureau, like the central hub. It's like, when did we go into the real version of Fight Club? You know, I mean, it's all happening right now before our very eyes. And I don't care if you only have $100 worth of cryptocurrency today. That $100 could very well be worth $1,000 or $2,000 or $10,000 in the future. And you have to protect it, and you have to protect yourselves. So anytime something pops up in the name of security and you think, well, it's a bit of a pain in the ass and I really don't want to bother with it, suck it up and do it anyway. Protect your interests, protect your assets, protect your family. Just like me, I hate guns. I absolutely hate guns. The last video I ever saw about somebody using a gun, it was a video of a police officer teaching kids about gun safety. And as he was proclaiming his professionalism and years of experience to these kids about how skilled he is with a gun, he ends up shooting himself in the frickin' leg. And it's like, if a professional who's used guns for a decade or more can accidentally shoot himself in the leg in front of a bunch of school kids, I don't want anything to do with it. But, you know, after this second hack attempt, and these guys, it's like, you know, where does it stop? And at what point is my safety and the safety of my family more important than my dislike for guns? So I bought one. I bought a badass gun too. And I'm not even going to lie. I actually go to training Monday. I'm going to training Monday to learn how to use it, clean it, do everything I need to do with it. And I'm not a gun guy, but I'm about to be. And, you know, and I was even talking to the gun dealer. I'm like, look, man, you know, I know it's one of those things where once you buy one, you know, I told him, I was like, I'm sure guns are like crypto. Once you've bought one crypto, you're just going to keep buying more and more. And he's like, yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, you know, a year from now, you'll probably have a small arsenal. And the more comfortable I get and the more interested and the more I learn about them and stuff, you know, he's probably right. I probably will have a small arsenal hidden all throughout the place. And who knows? But, you know, it's just like, I feel obligated for my family's well-being to walk around with a damn gun on my hip. I mean, it's like, I live in a place where that's okay. I don't want to, but I feel like I have no choice, because you never know what somebody is willing to do, especially when you're a target like me. I mean, let's face it, I'm giant. You can pick me out of any room in a crowd. Yeah, and he shot himself in the foot. I wonder if, hold on, I wonder if that'll come up. Cop shoot self teaching kids. This is it.
I have a gun on my side right here. Just this week, at the beginning of the week, a young boy, not even 16 years old, was killed because he was playing with a gun. And see, this is an unloaded gun. Right here, Mr. Cup. No, empty weapon. Empty weapon. This is a Glock 40. 50 Cent, Too Short, all of them talk about Glock 40. Okay, I'm the only one in this room professional enough that I know of to carry this Glock 40. I'm the only one. No more. Is everybody all right? You all right? No, that's it. Walk. I got it. Yeah. I had an AG.
He had a loaded fucking gun in a school class. I mean, anyway, you know, look, people, it's just, I'm learning, man, not to take anything, including my own safety, for granted. And you guys, don't wait until you've been hacked to start taking all these precautions, to start doing all of these things. It's a huge pain in the ass to get everything set up and structured and, you know, written down and cataloged and organized and all that and safe. But it's worth doing. And unfortunately, it's the world we live in. We don't have a choice. And that's it. I'm gonna cut this video. It's 30 minutes, and I want a lot of people to watch this and share it and like it, and hopefully do some of the stuff that I've been trying to show everybody to do. So I'm gonna call it for now. But thank you guys, and I'll see you again real soon. Love you, miss you, mean it. Crow your coins. See ya.